Hey guys, this is Angel and welcome back to another Boxing Star video. So today I wanted to make like a part 2 with everything wrong that the game has. I'm not gonna really edit this video, and I apologize if you hear me like struggling a bit in talking. I'm just a bit disappointed with the game right now, and I don't know what to say other than that. The game hasn't really been generous with most players, and I'm not trying to be much of a whiny person here, but I'm being honest here. Most of the stuff that you want or that you need in the game requires some type of payment with real money. And let's say if you're not a really patient player or a patient person, this game will give you a bunch of kicks in the butt. And I'm being honest here because I've been playing the game for like 2.5 years, almost near launch. I know the specific changes that the game has gone through, and they're not really major when it comes to player interface. And I'm referring to the randomized system that they have when it comes to buying stuff. And this, you can see this everywhere in the game. You can see this when you're like using real money to buy packages, like special packages, or when you're trying to modify your gloves or upgrade them. It's a pain in the butt. And it's a true disappointment that the developers have chosen this method to actually earn some money like for themselves, because from what I'm seeing, the developers are pretty greedy when it comes to this game. And I'm pretty angry when it comes to this kind of stuff, because it's true and they haven't changed it at all. It's always been the same way since the game was launched. And like whenever like the game releases an update, they always release something like another overpowered or broken Mega Punch that's like pretty frustrating to actually encounter. And the worst part is, people who are like top tier or high leagues, or like they're in the top of the leaderboard, they're actually, kissing the developer's butt, and they're actually paying massive amounts of money to break the game even more. Like, I've encountered so many people that have like these overpowered Mega Punches, such as that cat Mega Punch. I don't know what it's called, but like the cat and dog Mega Punch, the one that's almost impossible to avoid. Those are the kind of Mega Punches that are pretty much pay to win. And I know this game is pay to win, honestly. It's pretty obvious. But my main focus here is the fact that the developers have chosen so many ways to actually break the game, and the developers aren't even generous in most parts. Like, there's some cases where they give out special events where they give free stuff, but I've never seen a special event in which they actually give free gold. Now that I've noticed it, like, I've been playing this game for so long, and whenever they do give out free gold, it's like it's barely enough for you to even upgrade your gloves like twice. And I don't like this system. I don't like how the game is in general when it comes to this kind of stuff. The game is super fun, but the developers make it have like some type, like they make the game pretty bad when it comes to adding content that's like unfair. And that's the second topic I'm gonna talk about, which is Widestep. Oh my gosh, if you're using this, I just want to say that you're a complete bum. I don't want to cuss people out. I don't want to say like very offensive names, but just keep in mind, if you're using Widestep, you should probably stop using it, because it's pretty unfair for most players who are actually trying to actually just play the game for fun, and you're over here just like making the game end, or like you're actually making the game worse by actually implementing stuff that the creators have added, like have given you. Because I have Widestep unlocked in like for my character, but I don't use Widestep. I don't use it because it's broken. And I'm not trying to complain too much about it. Like, I'm really not trying to complain about this game, because it's really fun. And like, most players can agree with me that the game itself is enjoyable to play. But the problem is, that the developers, they don't care about how much of fun you have. They only care about earning that money in their pocket. Because, most updates aren't even that major. Like, they're just to add or feature new stuff in the shop, and which are like overly expensive, such as, costumes. Like, most of them are usually up to $30 or $40. And that's pretty outrageous because, those outfits aren't even that good. They're not even worth paying that much money. But that's the part that I feel ashamed about the game, because people are in the high leaderboard, like in the leaderboards at the way highest. They're actually the ones who've actually been paying a ton of money just to actually be in that specific spot that they're in. And I don't know what to say about that. It's a bit foolish because, you're not giving actual non-paying players a chance to actually enjoy the game without someone overpowered just obliterating like the actual opponent. I don't know how to say it. I apologize. I apologize if I'm using the wrong words or I'm stuttering. I'm not editing this video because it's not worth it. And I'm really sorry if you guys are like most players. If you're actually experiencing the same thoughts as me, I'm really sorry. And I wish I could do something about the game and actually make it more balanced and more fair to others who actually don't pay money for it. Because I agree, I've only paid $10 for this game, and it's not for something huge. I literally only paid for infinite gold so I can open up my packages faster and I can actually advance. But the thing is, even if you pay money, the developers are not going to give you a ton of generosity. That's how I see it. Because I've seen a bunch of people comment or complain about them like paying for these loot boxes or like these packages, these special packages that have like a 5% chance for you to actually get an Omega glove. And why would you have to do that? Is because people are actually going out of their way and actually paying real money for the game. Why don't you just might as well give them what they want instead of actually just giving them like a minor chance to actually get what they want? And I'm not really how do I say this? I'm not actually happy with the game. There's so many stuff that I actually wish I could tell the developers that they're doing wrong. But even if I am able to come in contact with a developer, they're not going to care about what most people think. Because all they care about is that money in their pocket. And that's the reality. And that's not just for games. That's for everything. Like for industries, for companies, major companies such as Samsung and stuff like that. But I'm not going to get into that because, that's not related to games. I'm just saying that it's not fair how these developers have become so greedy and it's not fair. And that's also another issue. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think the game itself is balanced at all when it comes to actually trying to advance. Because I've been stuck in League 9 for almost a whole year. And the reasoning for that is whenever I try to grind hard in the game developers decide to actually toss you the most advanced opponents in the whole game to make it almost impossible for you to reach to League 10 unless you actually pay real money to actually make your character stronger. And that's not fair at all because, we all know how hard it is to actually work for money. And if you don't have a job or anything, I'm pretty sure you have an idea how scarce money can be at times. And my point being is, if you're using Widestep or some overpowered Mega Punch that costed you real money, you should actually be ashamed because you're breaking the game. You really are, and you're actually tearing down the whole community in general. And I'm not trying to expose everyone out here. I'm just saying if you're actually using something that that is completely broken, and you should actually try to find a way to change that. Because look at me. I'm an OG player. And I don't use anything broken. I like to play the game as if it were a real boxing game. And as absurd that may sound or silly, I have a good reason behind it. I'm trying to show an example to the community that you can play and enjoy this game without having to use broken things. And like, I don't use a Mega Punch. I don't use that because I don't think it's fair at all. It's not needed in the game. Also, I don't Widestep. It doesn't. I don't understand why that even exists either. Because like, there's so many different things you could have added in the game instead of just instantly killing your opponent without them actually getting a chance to actually get back up. That's not fair. Because your opponent tries their best to actually make their character stronger. They play a bunch just to actually be able to get to a spot they're in, and for you to actually just come out of nowhere and actually just instantly kill them, that's not fair. Or I mean, not killing them, but like, you get my idea. You're actually just getting rid of their chances to actually get back up, and that's not fair. That's not even what boxing is about. And I don't, and like, those are just the main things I have to actually talk about in the game. I don't really think this game is going to be out for a long time, simply because it has too many greedy developers. And I really don't hope this game ends up going to like the bottom of a cliff, because it has so much potential. And the developers, and I hope one of them is actually listening to this video and actually like keeping in thought that most of the community is not happy with with the broken features that it has.